It's really probable that I got that scar.
Hold on, before you keep talking.
Oh.
I'm recording.
Oh, well, no secrets.
No secrets. Wait, hold on.
Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I don't have a bit, but I actually do have a question because this came up. God, I was talking about a character on a show. I think it might be Kieran Culkin's character on Succession, but some character on some show where I was talking about how I felt very attracted to them, but not in a like I'd like you to ruin me kind of way, and a like I'd like to help you get in touch with your feelings just in a general way, and like and do things like make sure you know what kind of tampons to keep under the sink, and that made me wonder: do you keep tampons under the sink now?
Well, I moved, so the ones I had, they got lost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go buy more.
The tampons got lost.
No, seriously, like it took. Yeah, sorry.
Did a lady help you move?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, if a lady helped you move, they did not get lost.
Oh.
They got stolen.
No. So fail. Don't. But
No fail.
I don't. I have a lot more
Buy
storage. Yeah.
See, now you can just have more tampons.
What should I buy? Because those tampons were leftovers.
Regular and super.
Okay.
And then regular pads. That's it.
So regular, super.
Regular and super tampons. And regular pads.
Okay,
That's all you need.
Yeah. And actually, just because I know Julie, I would amend slightly. Regular pads.
Got it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Regular and super tampons.
Mm-hmm.
Just Tampax. And then one, because they'll be cheap and they won't take much room, one tiny box of OBs.
Oh, do you think enough women use OBs for that to be a purchase?
People like OBs. You like OBs.
Well, I know, but I always felt like Kelly and I always feel like nobody, it's like the Newport of tampons. Nobody wants to smoke that cigarette.
But the people who use OBs only use OBs.
It's true. Listen, the Target on State Street quit carrying them. Now they only carry organic OBs. And I'm like, flipping tables. I'm like, do I have to go to Amazon for my tampons now? Ugh, I had to buy the organic ones. But you're right. I stayed brand loyal.
Super.
Tampax.
But it's not just a brand thing. It's the no applicator thing.
Yes.
Which I cannot.
That's the thing. That's what makes OBs different.
Oh.
So when you think of a tampon, you think of what a Tampax kind of is with the little plunger thing, right?
Sure.
OBs are just a little cotton bullet that you use your own finger to shove up in there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I have a very particular tampon preference too, although I like whatever. First of all, I don't have to use tampons very much anymore. And second,
Brag.
I mean,
I
just got lucky.
Mine got worse.
Well, that's because you got
I got the no hormone one.
Right.
It's true.
You got
That's my robot, you guys.
the like nature's miracle. I got the science rules.
Right.
Right? I don't know, you've got the Bob Ross of IUDs, and I've got the...
Are we thinking of an artist?
Similar cultural figure.
Science-based?
Bill Nye the
Bill
Science
Nye!
Guy? Yes.
You've got the Bob Ross, and I've got the Bill Nye.
Yeah.
That's great. Meaning I very, 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 very rarely actually even get my period anymore. Anyway, when I do have to use tampons.
No, I just see him in a fallopian tube screaming, "Science!"
You know what? I guarantee you there's some Bill Nye video where he's talking about reproductive rights and he is dressed up like a fucking fallopian tube or some shit.
Actually, that's probably true.
He is a fucking hero. Bill Nye is the best.
Here, cheers to Bill Nye.
Cheers to Bill Nye.
to
Welcome to Podlander Drumcast and Outlander Podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
That's Janine.
Hi.
Back to tampons. So I like the ones that like fold in on themselves. Again, science
the
or
little
magic.
guys, the party ones or whatever they call pocket ones.
And it's some of it is just because I put a lot of shit in my purse. It's a crowded place.
Polly Pocket Pun.
And the paper wrappers will rip sometimes. And if they get flat, then they're harder to put in and all that shit. So I'm sure it's not environmentally friendly because they're plastic. Sorry, I use like 6 tampons a year. It's okay. But it's so much easier. Something about it, it's so much easier to put in because you like snap it into place and then you use it. I don't know. I fucking
Have you
love
ever
them.
considered the Diva Cup? Because I thought about it and then I was like, what happens when it's a disaster? A disaster.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like the Titanic.
It's a crime scene.
Boom.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I know it's a cup.
Yes.
Picture a snow cone bottom.
Yeah, okay.
Made out of like
Soft
bendy
rubber.
silicone or something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You like shove it up there and kind of twist so that it goes inside you, right?
It suctions onto the bottom of your cervix, the opening of your
right?
Okay, yeah.
Uterus.
And then it's just like a little snow cone maker, only the snow cone maker is your uterine lining dissolving into the Diva cup. And then you dump it out.
And it's got a little pull, like rubber nipple on it, so that when you reach your fingers up and you can pull it out and empty it in the toilet and then put it back in, or rinse it out and put it back in. And even I, a steadfast user of the OB tampon, I just made the finger move. Can't get with it. I just think there would be blood everywhere.
Yep.
It would be like fucking the Red Wedding. It would be terrible.
That does feel like it, but it's like
But some people love it.
I mean, just like a little bit of slippage and it's all over. It's
mean-
not like a gentle spotting. It's like a
A red river.
a red river. So no, I haven't. Fun fact: a friend of ours who has a very adorable 2-year-old was once running around with her Diva cup on his nose.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
I can't believe that this is not even the first time that we've had this kind of discussion
I
on
know.
this podcast about Outlander.
Well, we're catching up.
and we had to
We are
come back
catching
to
up.
the tampon conversation.
your new apartment, Janine moved you guys. He lives in our neighborhood now.
Yeah.
Guess what? He lives in the building I first lived in when I moved to Chicago, and it was weird to go there.
Neil and Julie showed up like after you had a thing earlier.
Yeah, we went to the Baton. Also,
Yeah.
that show that last Saturday night was incredible. I don't know why it was so great. It was
wish I could've
completely
been there.
different than when we went for the
Well, they change it
bachelor
every
party.
month or something, right?
Dude, there is a new queen there that has got like this Grace Jones thing. Yo. And she came out and did Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me? And she was wearing this like, it looked like she was a soldier from the future.
Oh God.
With a big cape, and it was all metallic. She did this thing where she made her tongue wave. I'm just saying.
Okay. Clearly, I
very
have
good.
to go back.
It
soon.
was very good.
We
Anyway,
have
and
to
then-
go back. Happy anniversary,
Yeah.
Lost. Anyway.
Well, so Neil and
Is that
Julie
today?
show up, and they're
No,
Yeah.
this month.
Okay.
and they were like, because one, they had been drinking it at the
Mm-hmm.
drag show, and then they show up and they're just like, "What the fuck's going on here? This is like,
Because we
it
had
feels
to,
so much the same and not."
Well, you are in the other leg.
Yeah.
So we had to actually walk past the front door of our old apartment to get to yours.
Yeah.
And it was like we stopped in front of it and we were both like, so weird.
The dude who's living in your apartment, we get along.
Okay,
I
cool.
thought it was the other apartment who has a dog in there.
Oh, on your
Yeah, on
leg?
my leg.
No, we were in the corner.
Yeah, and the guy in there, I wrote a note, very calm, respectful, like not freaking out, trying to be really like, hey, you own a dog, it's loud, and I know there's things, but just try to close your windows. So I wrote this note and left it on their mailbox, and the dude living in that apartment now, like, seconded my note, which I felt was really nice. And he called me Mr. Pagel in it. And I was like, well, that was thanks, man.
Neighborly.
Very neighborly.
When we walked in, Neil was like, remember when that homeless woman fell asleep in our lobby?
I think
And
there's
was like,
signs
"Oh,
up
yeah."
still from that experience.
Yeah, I remember that. But we also, the one thing that we did have very fond memories from that building, I think it is the person who lived in the unit where Dogman lives now, on the leg on the first floor, was our direct neighbor. And he and his wife, he was the biggest Bears fan of all time. And anytime there was a Bears game, you could just hear him screaming from like a block away. And so like we'd be, and we were in the view part. So like everything echoed back at Neil, and I'd be watching TV and he'd start screaming. I'm like, go Bears. But yeah, so that was weird. And thank you for the housewarming party. It was
It
fun.
was lovely.
I'm glad you both came. It was really nice.
Yeah, I wish I could have stayed longer, if only to see that spectacle of Neil
we
and
just
Julie
came in
showing,
like
showing up
shell-shocked,
buttered
like,
It was funny.
and looking weirded out.
Neil
Yeah.
told me how to, because I guess that's where he learned how to take care of radiators.
No,
So-
he learned that here.
oh.
Because we own this unit, we have to take care of that shit. Or hire somebody to do it
didn't
instead of
realize
making
you
the
owned
land.
it. I thought
Oh
you
yeah, no,
had.
this is a condo.
Oh, my bad.
And so he had this one radiator right here. I'm pointing at it for those of you in Radio Land. The bell got all fucked up, and he had to figure out how to replace it. So he's worked on 2 radiators in this unit now.
Got it.
And he's worked on 2 sinks. He feels like a regular plumber now, and we watch a lot of this old house.
Don't get me wrong. He's going to be my first call.
Don't do that. Call a plumber.
So my proposal was going to be that we do updates about our lives. So, and then I have an idea.
Okay.
An idea. But
Feels like we-
Janine, you want to talk about your other shit other than
Sure.
moving?
Yes, please.
Wait, so when was the last time we talked to our dear listeners?
It was a couple of months ago, and it was before you had started the new podcast that you're producing.
Ah, yes. Well, so small things. Teaching more. I'm still doing the Center for Space Commerce and Finance, which is a nonprofit about educating entrepreneurs and investors. And we've changed a little bit of our focus to widen how we're educating, and so we're now producing podcasts. And we just released a podcast called Mission Eve. You can find it on all the other places you can find it. Whatever you do, Apple. Everyone uses Apple apparently, according to the stats.
iTunes and Stitcher are the two main ones.
I gotta get on Stitcher. We're not on Stitcher yet, but we'll look on that one. But the whole point of this Mission Eve podcast is to empower the women of tomorrow by to think about space as a career by telling the stories of the women who are currently in the space industry. So we talked to an acting director of NASA. We talked to a couple space lawyers.
Cool. Space lawyers. Space lawyers.
Yeah, dude. Consultants on the Hill with entrepreneurs. There's this one interview about an executive director for a nonprofit called Space for Humanity, and their whole goal is to they're going to put real people in space with the hope of then having those people come back down and to tell their stories because of this thing that's called the overview effect. And the overview effect is when you see the curvature of the Earth and you recognize that it's a globe and it's fragile and there's no borders, and like your entire cognitive perspective of what it is to be human changes.
Wait, it's not flat?
Don't you dare.
Sorry, that's my least favorite con.
Anyway, so that is a podcast that's out right now. I'm producing it. I'm not on it, but it's if you like.
I mean, technically, you're producing this one too.
Well,
Sort of. I kind of took that out.
Yeah, I
I
think
know.
you're doing
I'm just
that
saying,
now.
technically,
Technically, that's your name. That's what you are to us.
this all
And a
started where Julie and I were hosting and Janine was producing. I love, by the way, that apparently we're still getting, please give Janine a mic.
No, that's all the new people that have just started
I am
listening.
so delighted for you that eventually Janine gets a mic. But I'm going to tell you, every once in a while, you might get a little bit nostalgic for the days that you just hear Janine in the background going like,
hey, what was that?
anyway.
Yeah. So, but producing it, and we're also producing another podcast, which I'll actually be on and narrating a lot of, called
cool.
Talking Up Space.
Talking up space,
Yeah,
yo.
and this one's gonna be like a lot of editing. We're trying to make it like This American Life, where we're like adding the narration and kind of crafting a story. And the purpose of that podcast is to highlight entrepreneurs who are building something that's going to benefit the space economy. So like fuel stations in space, cannons that will launch thing into space, making it really cheap, like things like that. So
Wow.
Awesome.
yeah, so that's coming out in January 2020.
Nice.
So if it's past January 2020, please go look for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Julie, what about you? What's new with you?
Man,
Besides your UTI.
the UTI, unfortunately, you guys. It's okay. I've got drugs. But let's see. Work continues to be work. Kind of boring. Neil and I went to Louisville for a trip. That was fun. Maria Solved is still happening. That's the other podcast that I work on. That's kind of it. I'm kind of boring right now. Neil and I are kind of like on weeknights when neither one of us has anything like this. We just come home and watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It feels like, I was just thinking about this in the walk over. I feel the lull in between the seasons at the moment.
Oh yeah, and knowing that it's not coming back until February is definitely
That's weird.
weird. Yeah, that's just a long time, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Well, I think
Was it scheduling problems, or it just took them that long to film? Or?
At TCA's they said something specifically about they've got two huge workhorses at Stars. One is Outlander and the other is Power. And Power is on the air for quite a while. So basically they don't ever want Outlander and Power
Against each
airing
other.
at the same time. Not against each other.
Okay.
They just want their cash cows more evenly distributed.
Got it.
I think would be my guess.
Because I imagine they probably have some administrative staff too that's crossing over between those two things, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the PR teams, but they all handle multiple
guess that's
things,
true,
right?
yeah.
I think this is really just that at least that's what they said. Who the fuck knows? That could just be a convenient story. But
What was the unfortunate phrase that the guy used? Something about premium female.
Yeah, premium female audiences. He means rich ladies.
Yeah, he actually said premium female, and when I saw that, I was like, "Oi!"
He said premium female viewers.
Right, but
Which
still.
you can be a female viewer. You wouldn't say woman viewers.
No,
right?
you wouldn't.
We had this conversation with Neil once. I want to clarify something very important to any dudes listening, and I know there are some of you. Hi, thank you for listening. You're great. I hope that the tampon conversation was helpful for you as well. So, very important thing to know. There's nothing wrong with the word female. It is a great word. I use it all the time. You don't want to use female as the only word. Right? Unless it's like, what did it say on the sign? Oh, it said female. That's fine. That's totally fine. But you don't want to say, that is one good looking female. That's not, female is a descriptor. It is a single white female. No, not at all. Female astronaut, female scientist, female barkeep. Like, that's fine. As a descriptor, it's fine. Just don't call women females. You can say female blank. That's fine. Neil was very concerned that the word female was entirely off limits.
No. It's just like, don't refer to a woman as a female.
No. A female blank. A female genius.
Baby. Oh, no. Sophie missed her jump.
Oh, Sophie.
Come on. Okay, she's back.
A female cat.
Yeah.
A female cat genius.
Sophie.
A female cat burglar.
Sophie.
A female.
No.
There we go. That's correct. Anyway, so female viewers, female audiences, whatever he was saying. I promise you he wasn't saying affluent females.
To me, it was
Premium
just the
females.
quotes around premium female, and I was like, oi!
Anyway, I think y'all, we have heard your cries in the night. We know you're just desperate for content. We will put more things out, I promise.
And now I live in the neighborhood, so it's a lot easier for me to come
We
over.
can toss off
Or
little
even
mini
record at my
episodes.
place because I don't have a partner that we have to schedule around as well. So it's easy to get into my place.
Nice.
Yeah.
The people who just started watching on Netflix and have found us later and are just kind of starting to get into it, they're really the ones that are, first of all, they're the ones that are like, get Janine a mic. And I'm like, dudes, don't worry.
Don't worry, it's coming.
It's fine. And then they're also the ones that are like, are you going to record more? Have you thought about recording about this? Could you record about this? And it just like, hey, sorry, scheduling is very difficult right now. Don't worry, we'll be around.
Yeah.
And we'll try to put stuff out, but when it's not regularly scheduled show, the actual TV show, it's a little difficult sometimes.
But it's interesting how they're jonesing hard.
I know.
Like that Droughtlander is real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a really gross term. I sort of am too, and it's weird because it's not even so much for the show because I'd spend a huge percentage of my time watching TV, and very rarely is it by choice.
Right.
Other than that, I chose this job, but like I watch TV for a living. It's not always a thing that I would choose to do. But I don't know. This is like my special fun place. So I want it to come back.
Yes.
I want that to come back. I tell you what, there are a couple of things that we should definitely do. We should definitely do an episode when The Crown comes out.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For our
man.
sweet
I'm
baby boy.
So down.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Also Olivia Colman, obviously.
And I saw, have you guys, I don't know her name. She's obviously very young. I think she's British actress that plays Diana. Have you seen pictures of this? Whoa.
Yeah?
It's crazy. I don't know where they found her.
Well, I'm reviewing that one, so I will see it soon.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
she won't be coming in for a little while yet, but she will be in this season, maybe towards the end.
Well, for
Did
our
you read
sweet,
that shit about
our dear
Olivia
sweet-
Colman?
Which shit?
No, this is shit with a capital S, where people, British critics or something, were saying that she didn't have a patrician enough face.
Whatever.
I know. It's like, fuck
She won
off.
an Oscar for playing a queen, bitch.
Fuck off.
What? Get the fuck away from
My
me.
queen forever.
The little teaser they've released of her is straight up chilling. It's so good. The thing I really love about it is that it's like a little bit Elizabeth, right? And a little bit Claire Foy, and then also Olivia Colman. But it's like it's just great. It's so good.
So good.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a little Crown episode.
For Tobias Menzies.
Yeah.
Who really weirdly does kind of look like Philip.
Yeah.
They did something to his hair, or he's doing something. He made his eyes further apart again.
He's so
He just scrolled that out a little bit.
He's just like,
What's the best turning noise?
Oh, ratchets. A ratchet's good. Yeah.
To me, that's my old rotary phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys don't know what that is. Well, maybe some of you do.
Oh, listeners.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not that much
No,
younger
I know,
than you.
I know
Jesus
you
Christ.
do, but maybe some people don't. Come on, Sophie. God, she's being so weird. Come on. There you go.
Oh, hi, Zoe. Anyway, we'll do some other things before the show comes back. We'll look at show photos. Maybe we'll talk about Dark Crystal. Either you watch Dark
I
Crystal.
love Dark Crystal.
Because, Katrina does a voice in that.
What? Which one?
She's the like badass together sister.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about that show I really liked. Is as goofy and weird as it was. It got dark so fast.
I'm only 2 episodes in, but it got pretty dark in that first episode.
Yeah. And that
Oh my God, Sophie is so blissed out right now, y'all. I wish
yeah,
you could
she's
see her.
loving it.
She's just the eyes are closed. Jesus Christ.
I'm dying on Call the Midwife right now. I'm like
I saw that. Oh my God, I love that show. Have you gotten to the one with the teacher yet? I think you'll know what I'm talking about. With the married man as her lover, and he has to pay for her abortion.
no.
Boy.
They haven't addressed that yet. I just got into season 3.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that show a lot. It is very British,
Yeah.
but those ladies, especially the two older actresses that play the dotty old one and the really gruff old one.
Yeah.
God, I love them
They're
so
really
much.
good. I'm into it.
And what's her name that was in
What is her name?
Spy with Melissa McCarthy?
What's her name?
It starts
She's
with
so
an M.
good.
It starts with an
I'm
M.
gonna look it up.
She's the one that plays the posh woman that comes in, the really tall, kind of gangly.
Chummy?
Yes, Chummy.
Oh, she's in
She's in Spy. Yes, she's a comedian and talk show host in England.
She
No way.
Oh yeah, Miranda.
Miranda. It's Miranda. You're definitely right. Nope, that's The Spiced.
No.
That is the wrong show. In fact, it is a show and not a Spy Who Dumped Me. There we go. Don't give me all these other things. If I type in Spy, give me Spy. Damn. Fuck's sake. Her name, Miranda Hart.
I knew it was.
She's so
love her
good.
too.
She's wonderful.
She's very good. She's
Yeah.
a real scene stealer in that movie.
And the part that she plays in Call the Midwife is
Chummy.
Chummy
Yeah.
is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, and she does a good job of everybody. I find myself crying a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's what it's made for.
God, it is just
And also, hey, look how good it was for ladies in the good old days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so cry with abandon, sir.
Yeah.
Learn and cry.
Enjoy those tears.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah, I fell into a wormhole with that about 2 years ago and would just sob with my laptop and my earphones, laying in bed while Neil was watching someone else. I'd just be in the bedroom going, "Oh God."
What I also like is it doesn't let me binge.
Oh no,
because it's
you can
too
only
heavy.
watch 2 episodes at a time.
I watched the first episode of this 3 years ago.
Wow, and then you were putting it on hold.
Yeah. It finally came back around and I was like, oh, now I'm ready to watch this once an evening.
It's a tough watch.
Yeah. Allison, what have you been up to?
Oh. It's fall TV season, so I'm not even sure where I am right now. I think we're at Julie's.
We're in the Red Room.
The Red Room.
Oh, that's really helpful, guys. Thank you. I've been watching a lot of television, and then it's about to be movies. It's also because this isn't stressful enough. I got my first year-end screener today. Mm-hmm. It's October 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah, so thanks Showtime Films for sending that along. But it's not just end of year lists this year, it's also decade list.
Oh, bullshit.
So
I'm
decade
sorry
lists
for all the lists you're gonna have
both
to write.
movies and TV. We're gonna have to change that number again. We'll do. You know what? We should do a fucking New Year's Droughtlander again, even though we won't be having Outlander to talk about. We'll just talk about other things because that was such a fucking delight. And then Kevin can guess how many lists I wrote again. Anyway, there will be even more lists, and they're all give us your top 100 movies from the last 10 years. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't fucking know. I know. Let me see. Number 1, Magic Mike XXL. I cede all my other slots on my list. I don't know. So there's that, and then the same thing with TV, obviously, and yeah, it's just a lot. There's a lot of TV. I have some other news that I can't actually talk about yet, but we will. I'll tell you when I can tell you. It's cool, but it's also stressful. So that's what I've been doing, and I had one of the weirdest weeks of my life last week. It included me getting the wrong day on a screening. Which is, no big deal. It happens, except for the screening was at the Roosevelt Icon, which takes fully an hour to get to and an hour to get back. So I got all the way down there, walked in the building, didn't see the table with the rep at it, went, fuck me, it's the wrong day, isn't it? And I checked and it was. I had to turn right around and go back. Yeah, that blew. And then I got home and Tom was like, I'm sorry, that really sucks here. I made you mac and cheese and I bought that cranberry ginger ale you like. Just drink this and we'll eat this and we'll watch this. And I was like, thank you. Right? And I drank my ginger ale. And I had a glass of water. So I finished my water so that I can pour this cranberry ginger ale shit in it. And I had finished drinking my water, put my glass down. Maybe 2 minutes later, I pick it back up and there is a mysterious glob, like a white glob, with like height and volume.
Oh no!
In my glass, I know.
What the fuck?
What?
First of all, I touched it. I don't know what I was thinking. I touched it. If I die now, you know why. I'm the.
You're patient zero.
Yeah, totally. It's some space goo got on my finger. It's under my fingernail in my bloodstream already. I'm really sorry you've both been affected. Sophie's going to be fine because she's
going to live forever.
Yeah, she's going to live forever. So, but we're definitely toast. You're a Doctor Who person. I was telling Tom that it's full waters of Mars, that I've gone full waters of Mars. So that happened, and then I picked up another glass and I poured my cranberry ginger ale into it, and I went to take a sip, and there was like a bug wing floating on the top.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
We clean dishes very well. I do not know what this was. And then the next day we had somebody come over, an exterminator come over because we were having a fruit fly problem.
We were too this year.
Mm-hmm. And they pulled our oven forward because they thought they were coming from back there for some reason, and the bottom of our wall was collapsing into our apartment.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
It was really weird. It's been a really weird couple weeks, y'all. Anyway, so just writing about TV. I spent a pretty significant portion of Aaron's housewarming party talking about a show I'm obsessed with. So maybe I could get y'all obsessed with it too.
I'm excited about this show. I gotta check it out.
All right. Here's the thing. It's called Evil.
Oh.
In all caps. You got to trust me on this shit, Julie. Seriously. The entire thrust of my review, which you can read at rogerebert.com. It's on the Demanders channel. Anyway, was that I don't know how else, given the premise of the show, to say, no, seriously, you have to trust me, other than to just say, I don't pull this card very often. You just have to trust me. Mm-hmm. Thinking as I wrote it, well, that's the Julie rule. Mm-hmm. I don't pull out that card very often. And when I do, Paddington 2.
Oh my God, it was so awesome. I finally watched it, you guys. Neil and I loved it.
I told you you would.
It was so fun.
Well, now you can go and watch 1 and enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
you're right. You didn't have to watch 1 to just watch 2. And 2 was just a delight.
It is wonderful.
It felt like a warm hug from a friend.
Listen
even though I hate
the
hugs.
rain on the roof go pit pitty pat pit pit.
It was so good.
Sorry, it's what he sings at the end of the movie. Anyway,
also he was having a fucking blast.
Hugh Grant. He says it is the best movie he's ever been in.
He was so funny, and he
means it. Have you seen this shit?
I have not.
It is
Aaron.
I'm not joking. It is
Watch
a
it.
perfect movie. It'll
so
make you
fun.
cry.
Oh.
It's visually really stunning. It's very funny. The performances are really engaged. Like nobody phones it in. Ben Whishaw plays Paddington. Like what the fuck more do you need?
It's
this
good.
fucking movie rocks. It's
I'm
so
telling
good.
you, it'll make you. It's like a call the midwife thing. It's gonna make you feel like seen, warm.
Okay. When I feel like I need to take a break. I'll go do that.
It's good.
Really
Yeah.
good. It's a wonderful movie. Anyway.
And for those of our listeners who have children, if you have not watched it, it's good for kids too, and they will also like it because there's a lot of like zany humor in it, and it did make Neil and I laugh out loud at least 3 times.
Well, they do the Owen Meany thing where they all have their thing that doesn't mean anything until all the things come
They all
together.
come together. Yep.
Oh, I love it so much. Anyway, back to the new thing I'm throwing down this card on. Evil in all caps.
The GIF for these are funny. I just love. I can't see.
Evil.
They have like a claw that like comes between their shoulders because they're standing, and they have like a black. Now, and that's a very common advertisement for duo shows.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to.
Oh, it's on my Facebook feed. It
Cool.
pops out all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's the deal. This is what this show is about. I read the premise before I knew who made it, and certainly before I saw it, and I was like, fuck this. I've been burned before. I thought the show where the cop solves crimes with the help of a magician was going to be great. I was wrong. I will not get fooled again. And I'm glad I gave this a shot because it is not that deal. So the premise of Evil is that a criminal psychologist who primarily works as a professional witness, basically as what the fuck do they call it? Expert witness.
Expert witness, yeah.
Meets up with, inadvertently, accidentally, meets up with a guy, an assessor for the Catholic Church. So a priest in training who works with his tech dude. These people are a woman who is very good on Westworld, Mike Coulter from Luke Cage, and Asif Manvi, a Daily Show alumnus. They together solve crimes / determine whether or not supernatural events are demonic or miraculous or just things that happened. And like sparks fly, right? It is so fucking good. It's like it makes you it takes the issue of, say, like a child psychopath. And it's not like, ooh, he is possessed by a demon, or no, he is not possessed by a demon, right? That's the least interesting thing about the show. Instead, it's what makes a child psychopath? Like, why? How can you explain something so inexplicable? And what on earth do you do if that's your kid? And how does it make other parents feel? And it's just much smarter than it lets on. But it is also fucking hilarious that she starts having dreams about a demon named George who is very, very like, hey, I'm George. It is, I don't even know how else to explain it. It is so funny and weird and sexy and sad and scary, and I am very into it.
What channel is it on?
It's on CBS.
What?
Not
Old
CBS
person
All
channel.
Access, just CBS. And here is the thing that really makes it. This is why I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I totally get it now. It's the people who made, Robert and Michelle King, who made The Good Wife and The Good Fight. And The Good
Neil will
Wife...
be into it then.
The Good Wife is one of the great legal procedurals, right? The wheels come off the wagon at some point, but it is a very well acted, occasionally pretty funny, extremely smart, character driven legal procedural, right? The Good Fight, which is on CBS All Access, is weird as fuck.
Neil loves that show.
It's so good. I love it so much. It is also a legal procedural, but like considerably weirder and
on mushrooms.
Yeah, literally on mushrooms. Much more surprising, gets into really interesting issues of race and white liberalism and police brutality and political uprising, and all while being very funny. It has my favorite fuck you in all of fiction and all of film and television, which is Christine Baranski walking into Audra McDonald's office. At this point, any gay listeners that we have are already sold. I no longer need to convince them at all, right? Christine Baranski in her stocking feet walks into Audra McDonald's office, Audra, having committed what she perceives as a pretty major slight, walks into the tune of this like very boisterous, I don't know, party anthem that goes, "In your birthday, happy birthday, in your birthday, happy birthday, in your birthday," like that, right? She's just walking and microdosing. She walks into Audra McDonald's office and says, "Hi, fuck you. With like, it's like a sigh. It's my
It's
favorite.
Christine Baranski.
It's
She's
perfection. Anyway, it's those people, and I love it so much. You should watch Evil. It's not the best new show of the fall, but I fell in love immediately. I got Tom to watch the pilot with me, and he was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then we watched the second one. He was like, no, all right. Yeah, right. This is good.
All right,
cool.
We're going to do this.
I need, I'm kind of glad it's on CBS because I need more of a reason to buy that all access
Than just the Star Trek.
Than just Star Trek. Because I need
Did I tell you that I
just a
watched
little
all that
bit.
shit?
The Discovery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that gal that plays Michael is real good.
Dude, she was amazing on The Walking Dead. And then,
Well,
okay, well, let me.
She was great with the very little that she was given to do. On
Well,
The
that's why I
Walking
say
Dead.
she was amazing on Walking Dead because like she wasn't given a lot to do, and like
she was given a lot on Star Trek.
and yeah,
and
she,
very good.
she's so wonderful.
I thought I was going to hate Hot Spock. I did not hate Hot
Hot
Spock.
Spock ain't bad.
I've only seen a handful of episodes, but I liked Hot Spock a lot. And yes, I liked Michael.
Hot Spock actually does a really good job. You know, I was nervous that it just felt like they were overdoing this, leaning too hard into the J.J. Abrams thing, and
Also, what's the guy's name that does all the fish people?
Doug Jones.
Oh my God,
I was
he's
about
so
to say,
good.
I like
His
the
physicality.
the beautiful alien played by Doug Jones, whose name I don't remember.
His physicality with the way he
Oh,
walks
yeah.
and like that whole thing, and his whole origin story. I got to watch all that with Neil.
Yeah.
That was fascinating.
I'm a big fan of the actor that played Captain Pike.
Yeah.
Is he the white, the salt and pepper fox? Right.
He's like he was also on a show that I really like that I've talked about on this podcast at some point called Hell on Wheels, Reconstruction era, a show about building the railroads, and he's just really
good.
really good at these. I don't know. I think he's the person I think I want to be. I guess that might be it. But I'm glad you like the show. Picard's coming up soon.
I know.
I don't know how.
Don't worry, I'm excited.
I don't know how to feel about it.
I feel great.
I'm torn.
Sir Stewart, I'm ready to welcome you back into my life.
I think there's reason to be optimistic.
Okay.
In my Star Trek appreciator but novice, but TV extremely knowledgeable opinion, I think there are reasons to be optimistic.
I don't feel like Sir Patrick Stewart would be involved with it if he didn't, because he truly doesn't need to be.
No,
So-
He doesn't need to do anything for as long as he fucking lives.
Yeah. So I truly believe that
Yeah.
he's in on it and he likes it. So
I don't know. I don't want to talk about TV anymore.
let's
okay,
not.
let's not do that.
Well, and by that I mean, of course, we should actually talk about TV. But Aaron and I had, I'm so sorry.
Who's that?
Janine and I had an idea.
Yes.
I threw a surprise party for a friend recently. And while at that party, Janine and I were talking about the Drunk Cast and how much we love and miss you all. And we're trying to come up
I wasn't
with,
there, but I fucking agree.
I mean, you were there. You just weren't
I
in this
mean, I wasn't
conversation.
talking to you.
You were talking to your husband.
Like I always am.
I was just going to say some shit about you getting dicked on the regular, but I feel like our listeners know this. So
It hurts. It hurts when I pee.
anyway, Patty, we had an idea that neither of us were drunk because Janine isn't drinking in all of 2019.
I lost 20 pounds, by the way.
Hey,
Congrats. Cool.
That's my humble
If that's
brag
what
on
you
that
like.
one.
If you
Like,
feel good about that, then I'm very happy for you.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, not drinking. So
how's your sleep?
it's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I find changes when I drink less is that I sleep better.
I think I'm sleeping better, but now I totally know that I have a routine of go to sleep, wake up around 3 or 4, pee,
Yep.
go back to bed, and
that's
then wake
just
up at
age.
6. And like I thought it was a drinking thing. Now I realize it's an age thing. and
I
that's
think it's
little
kind of a
annoying.
both thing, but the age thing is definite.
Yeah.
Anyway, idea.
Melatonin.
Oh my God, no.
That shit makes me fucking dream.
I started
crazy
to
shit.
take melatonin, like I did research about it and found out that small doses are just pretty much as good for work as well as efficacious. What's the word? Anyway, as larger doses. So I found the smallest dose I could because I'm very sensitive to shit like this. Gummies. And by the way, you can have them if you want them. I did it for a few nights and my dreams were unsettling to say
Yeah.
the least.
Oh.
Like weird ass. There was one where a guy grabbed me from behind and I couldn't see his face and I couldn't move. And then my hormonal acne exploded.
Huh.
And melatonin is a hormone. So I actually searched on my favorite Reddit page, skincare addiction, which by the way, if you've never looked it up, You're welcome. And there's definitely a connection between hormonal acne and melatonin usage. Yeah. So
I haven't
just
had
quit.
any of those problems.
Oh,
It's
God,
a
my dreams
fucking
were
miracle
bad.
for me. I have weird dreams no matter what I take or don't take.
Mm-hmm.
And it's way better for me than anything else. has
Then
been.
I've got some with your name on it, baby.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, wait, idea.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we had this idea, and despite the fact that neither of us were drunk, I can only sort of remember it.
You know, I was also drinking CBD drinks, so that was also.
Oh,
like-
yeah, that's right. That
Yeah.
night you were like, oh my God, I got CBD.
Yeah, which by the way, that's the in our neighborhood the way they're offering it, because I hear there's lots of variants inside of this, and depending on brand and all this other stuff, it's good. It calms you right down. So I think I might have been too calm.
Well, I know part of it. The part that I remember most vividly and the part I'm really excited about, which I would like to propose to you two now,
Okay.
and to you listening, if you would help us do this because we would need your help. The idea would be that we would come up with a list of X, Y, and Z number, however many hot moments. They don't necessarily need to be sex moments, but let's be real, a lot of them will. And we're not talking scenes, we're talking moments, right? Hot moments in Outlander. And then Julie, you and I would rank them. Either we would argue it out together or do so individually. Meanwhile, we also put out a ballot to all of our listeners and have them rank them. And then Janine has all the answers. So we go through our list from like 25 to 1 or whatever. And either I don't know what you wrote and you don't know what I wrote, or we write it together, whichever. And like talk about it and debate it and be mad. But the real list is Janine's list. So we talk about our choices and maybe we argue ours out live. I don't know. I think maybe that's the way to go. But when we settle on what number 25 is, we say our number 25 and then Janine says the number 25 of Drunk Cast Nation. No, I'm never saying that again. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't feel good about that.
Of the drunk casters of the world.
Oh,
hi, Sophie.
Oh, the
You ready to
Drunk
buy
Caster
it?
Society?
No, there was. Oh no, that the term for meeting up was pod landing. But I don't remember.
In writing, I always just say, "ya drunks."
Yeah, drunks. That's fine. The drunks.
The drunks would come up with the actual ultimate ranking, so it would be a surprise to us. So they would say like number 25 is the grease on the face, and they don't actually
higher.
fuck, right? And then we would be all mad at our faithful listenership for being extremely wrong about the ranking of that one. How do we feel about that as an
feel
idea?
fine.
I think that's like fun. I think that's fun because it also involves some modeling and some polling and like I like.
You
He
like
loves
that shit.
He
You like
loves
that
a
shit.
data point.
I do not like that shit. You do all that part.
So
yeah.
here's what we will do. We will spend just the next couple minutes brainstorming a few of those things, what they might be. And then the first phase of this is that we're just going to open it up to you. So we'll put it on Twitter. You can email it to us, which I guess I have to remember what our email address is. We'll figure it out. It will obviously absolutely be in the Slack. Maybe I'll do a survey or something.
Do we see it? That's the thing, though. Like,
Oh, this is just suggestions.
Oh,
so we
okay.
will all see this,
okay,
right?
so we're culling suggestions from the entire listenership and ourselves, and putting together the top 25, and then we let everybody else rank it. We don't see the
Yes.
ranking; he sees the
So
ranking.
from
Yeah.
your suggestions and our suggestions, we will come up with the list of however many we decide it is. 69 hottest moments on Outlander.
Swizzle
whatever.
enough.
Swizzle enough. Well, now it has to be that. So we're talking individual moments.
Oh my God, 69 is a lot, though.
Yeah, but
isn't it?
but little-
isn't it?
But like little things, like
I've got a UTI. Cut me a break.
like the bite, right? Or like a look.
The
'Cause
thrust.
Y'all know, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know that a look can be extremely hot, right? Like lots of little tiny, or like, I know that we've got some Frank resistant folks in the audience, but I always really liked that moment when they're jumping on the bed and they think, oh no, they're going to think we're fucking. And then in the very first episode,
And then it
they
becomes
cut,
fucking.
and then they cut downstairs and the noise of the bouncing changes to like a horizontal bounce, right? And she just kind of smiles and shit on the ceiling moves. There's obviously the pussy eating in the deserted castle.
Yeah.
Always a favorite. Anyway, but what I'm saying is there are lots of options. There's Whean just rhapsodizing about tits. Remember that? That's really good. There's any of the various daddy things. We have lots of options.
Jamie turning around and looking at us.
Yes. Just
Probably
anytime.
at
That's
least
enough.
10 times.
You have to, and so you're gonna have to use season and episode, people. You
Yeah,
can't
we're
just-
going to need season, episode. If you want to give us a timestamp, go for it. But if not, be very specific about the exact moment. So
I
like,
also
in
really
this
like it.
scene when this happens.
when the title is like 12 words long. You know, how, that's a good joke for us, is that when it's like, when Jamie turns around and sees Claire when she's doing this and this and this, and then his
Yes.
one eyebrow goes up, and then we're all like, like,
know-
that shit makes me laugh so hard.
It's not going to be on the list, but as an example, there are two ways you would write the same thing. Be like, when Claire is in that hut and all the ladies are sitting around and they are gossiping and they're all looking at each other and they're like, who's this bitch? I don't know. Who do you think this bitch is? I don't know. And then a lady just goes, hot pass, Claire, right? That's one option how you put it. The other is you would know that we know and you would just write hot pass, Claire. Right? Both of those are acceptable. But if there is any doubt that we won't know what you're talking about, be really specific.
Just like 12 to 15 words.
We'll say our goal is to get a Swizzle-nuff list, the Swizzle-nuff hottest moments
Damn, that's a lot.
in the first X number of seasons of Outlander. How many seasons have there been? 4, 5? Which one was the
4.
fucking boat?
The boat was 3.
Boat was 3.
I'll never forget.
Y'all should see Julie's face.
Yeah. No, it's the 4th season. What? The only,
4th was the colonies.
Yeah, and the river. The river boat was the worst part.
And that rock that they stand on and look at Fraser's Ridge every single episode.
Pretty every time.
It was pretty every time, but
Also, move on.
we didn't see the fucking in the strawberries, and that is what I will never forgive. Anyway, so
Strawberry
Look at
fields
Sophie. She
forever.
loves Aaron right now. I'm sorry, Janine.
God,
She's very excited to see you.
she's very into it. She
She's
loves
sniffing
it,
your
dude.
arm. Oh my God, she's in love with me.
So, point being, make these suggestions. What will happen after that is we will come up with a
It'll come up.
survey
It'll be a
monkey or
survey.
something.
So we'll send up a survey. You have a link, and then we'll open it up to everybody.
We'll share the link on social media, in the Slack, wherever. We'll tell you where to find it on another episode or a mini-sode or something. Maybe we'll narrow to the 69. Maybe this will be a 3-part episode. We'll narrow to the Swizzle-nuff number of things in an episode, and then we'll tell you where to find the survey. Then you get to decide what the order is. Julie and I will argue out our own pathetic order, and it won't matter at all because yours is going to be the ultimate. And then we're going to get to be furious. Or more likely, we're going to get to go, yes, good choice, over and
Yes.
over again.
Yeah.
Because y'all are really smart.
How long is this episode going to be if we have Swizzle enough?
Well, no,
here's
here's
saying she split it.
I have written so many fucking lists.
It'll
Here's
be
the deal.
like that fucking I Love the 90s shit where they do like 80 to 71.
Oh, I don't know that we'll even need to split it because I think the thing about lists is you do number 267 on the list of the greatest Disney songs, and you're like, this is garbage. Moving on, right? Quick and dirty, and then you get really into detail in the top 20, and then like really into it in the top
Well,
10. But if we have to split it in half, we will.
I'm just worried about because I'm going to have the answers. So if
Sure.
we suddenly start, if you guys argue your list, and then I start at the bottom, then if we're only doing 10, there's some logistic aspects of this that maybe I don't understand. Maybe we do that offline. You talk to me about how this is going to work.
Well, you say 25. We say 25, and then you say 25.
Okay. Oh, okay. Will that spoil your number one?
Well, every list you eventually get spoiled on the number one.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm good. I'm in. Cool.
So like
figure it out.
we
Yeah.
will know that our number one, unless we have the same number one, which frankly is possible.
I don't know. I would if I'm going for 69, I'm gonna have to think about it a lot. Just like
Anyway.
in life.
Point being, we're gonna figure all this out. You are gonna help us come up with a list of the Swizzle-nuff
hot moments of
nice of Outlander. Because you know what? If you're feeling, I'm really sorry. If you're feeling parched,
No.
then
Don't fucking
what
do it.
better to whet your whistle?
But see that now we all have the word Droughtlander in our minds, and it makes me want to.
I know. Well, that's why I apologized.
Terrible.
Anyway,
Boy.
so look for that and start sending us your suggestions on what those moments should be. If we can't come up with 69, we'll
we
just
can
do
come
however
up with
many.
69 because
Because there are going to be at least 20 just in the wedding.
and also hot doesn't necessarily, as you said earlier, hot doesn't necessarily mean sexy. It can mean like fucking Duke of Sandringham eyebrows, like shit
Or
like that to
yeah.
me. Fergus.
walking away, like being like walking in front of his like bros. That was really hot. Like
Yes.
There you go.
That was
yeah,
super
it
hot.
doesn't mean fucking, but it does mean like fuck.
Yeah, it
Right?
means like that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or something that maybe when you were watching it, you were like, yeah, or clap, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that.
Moments that spark joy. Bring it to that
Moments
Marie
that
Kondo.
spark something.
Something.
Yeah.
Some deeper
Don't
feeling.
we're like
We're overthinking this.
no, there's not going to be there's not going to be anything in Wentworth Prison as an example.
No.
Right? Like those are great moments. They are not there are great moments.
Oh, when the cows trample him?
Okay, the cows.
Yeah.
The cows.
That's hot.
The cows. Those are some great cows. But like what we're thinking is like well, the grease on the face is the prime example, right? That's not about fucking. It is in fact about
Not
fucking. Or Jamie faints. Yes. That is not sexy, but it is pretty sexy. Do you understand my meaning?
Yeah, I think they
Goiter. What's Goiter's name?
do. Just goiter.
Goiter.
Geordie.
Jordy. Gonna deal with all of this sexual tension. And out he goes.
Gordy.
Jordy the goiter.
Geordie the goiter.
Goity.
Was that Kevin that did that, or did we do that? I don't even remember.
Goity? I don't remember.
I don't even remember. Sometimes when people, once again, who are new to listening to the podcast, and
Who's
they'll say things,
Pamplemousse?
will be like, I'll just be like, no, they'll say something very specific, and I'll be like, nah, I don't remember. I don't know her. Like,
It's been a while.
it's been a while.
It's a lot of hours, guys. We can only remember so many moments of total brilliance.
We've been doing this for 3 years.
I know.
3? God.
Yeah.
I thought it was longer.
I think it
coming
might
up.
be longer.
It'll be 4
Is it
in
4?
April.
Oh.
Well, that's the beginning of our 4th year.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So by the end of this season, we will have been doing it for 4 years.
Simply the best.
Doom, 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 doom. That shit's coming back soon. Well, for me. It's been there for anybody who took the time to download the Pop TV app.
It's also on the CW's app now.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Anyway, I think that's it.
Yeah, I
It
don't
feels
have anything
good.
else.
I feel caught
I
up.
brought this bottled old fashioned, and we're gonna have to drink it a different time.
That's fine.
That is fine.
I mean, I can't drink it anyway, so
Yeah, that's true.
We can, though.
yeah.
You know why we definitely have to do a New Year's episode?
Oh
To get
shit!
Janine Tank.
And
Well-
you're gonna have to cheat by like a couple hours, maybe. Would you cheat by a couple hours? No, I can see that's a no face.
No,
face.
I actually yeah.
I see that, though. I understand.
Yeah,
and
because
I
we're gonna,
appreciate it.
because and just for you guys' sake and our dear listeners, it's not like I have had some drinks this year, but it's been very specific moments, and when I get that close, I'm like, man, I kind of just want to wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heard.
But if you want to live stream it, if we're all at the same party for New Year's, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
do
we
that with
should
you.
still do a
An
Droughtlander
Yeah.
for New Year's because it's fun. And then, yes, presumably we'll be potentially in the same space. And
Yeah.
if we are, we will live stream Janine's first drink in 2020.
I hope it's something good, not something shitty.
I have it's gonna be, I have,
Oh, you've planned this.
I have to actually maybe have to think about some more. So I have a
Is it one of those wines?
one of those wines is what I was thinking.
Ooh, that shit was really
Yeah.
good.
So my parents got rid of all their wine because they're not drinking anymore for different reasons. And my mom sent me back with I think I had 8 bottles of wine. I've given away or like been around people drinking this wine, so now I'm down to 4. And so one of them I want to open up, I think.
That's
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, but there's also a really nice bottle of whiskey someone gave me when I gave them a mattress. So like that's also a thing.
the whiskey.
I forget what it's called, but it's a small batch that was made by a farmer in the Midwest, and it was just that he had extra rye, I think, and so he just was like, "Well, I'll just make whiskey with it," and it actually turns out to be really, really good.
Cool.
So it's just so I don't know the name of it, but it's local-ish, and
It's not J. Henry, is it?
it might be actually.
Oh, I don't have one anymore. No, we that speaking of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be it, but it's definitely it's one of the small batches, and they're going to probably go into higher production soon. But this was like the first batch of it, so
Cool. Oh, well, then it's not that
Yeah,
because
it's
they've
not
been in
Tahiti.
production for a couple of years. But
Oh.
that is a very small distillery in Wisconsin.
yeah. So this would be this. I don't think this is it then. Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, Hetty. I guess that's it for now.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Send us your suggestions, and then we'll talk about boning and stuff. Eventually, we'll do a Dune vase.
I don't know. Dune Face feels like it just kind of fell by the wayside.
Yeah, dude.
I wonder if maybe we just really wanted to write things down and didn't actually want to do it.
I think that's kind of what it is because I have a theory.
We should have just done a bracket.
I have a theory, and that is that we didn't, or at least I didn't want to have to rewatch the shit all over again because I'd already seen it so many times,
Yeah.
especially for season 1, and I was just like, no, and that's my own personal whatever, but also I don't want to watch Outlander all the time. I'm sorry, I know I love you guys,
Well,
but
we will talk about, production stills and stuff as they come out. We've seen a couple of little glimpses, but nothing that's actually really worth reporting back on yet. But those things are going to start to come out now that we're in October. So we'll talk about those things as they happen. We'll do this filthy, dirty, hot, whatever episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll find other reasons to.
Dude
in your
Lander on New
ears.
Year's.
Dude Lander on New Year's. We'll be in your ears. I promise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna predict maybe 4 or 5 more episodes before the Droughtlander is done. I'm sorry.
5 feels like a lot.
5 feels like maybe too much. Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
3, maybe
gonna-
2 for the list.
I'm all about
Doodlander.
not setting expectations.
Just
too
no
high.
expectations.
So we might not
But
even
then
do
what
what we
if
said.
there's none? What if there's none? And then
That won't
everybody on
happen.
Facebook's
No,
like,
this is good. This will hold us accountable. We're going to aim for
3.
4. We're going to.
Let's just say 3.
Well,
Definitely
we've
2.
already said an episode for when we're determining what the things on the list are. And then we think it's going to be 2 episodes to go through
So
the
that's
list.
3, and then
that's 3.
Doodlander.
Plus Doodlander is 4.
4.
So we're going to commit to 4 episodes.
Between now, October the 2nd, and the February whatever.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning of 2020 because Doodlander.
Yeah, Doodlander.
And then who knows? Because that's when we're gonna have trailers and shit to talk about.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just we love y'all, but it feels like just like really self-indulgent to just talk about
Yes.
ourselves
And our lives, and for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, we love you, but
Listen to our other stuff, like love us in that way.
Yeah, there's Julie's really wonderful Maria Solved, which
It's super funny.
Janine and I have both done.
It's a fun experience to be on and then listen to.
You've heard about Janine's space projects, which are obviously super cool. I'm on a podcast called Hall of Faces, which I took a hiatus from to deal with some work stuff and then some personal stuff. But I'm back on that now. We just did an episode on Friends.
how many did you have to watch?
I just watched some.
And you're just like,
it's not
I
really my
remember.
bag.
Who did you defend?
I did Phoebe,
Yes.
and I did not win.
Fuck that.
No, I think we made the right call. I just switched my vote.
Okay.
Caroline Cita was extremely, extremely persuasive about Joey.
Okay.
So it was Joey.
What's the premise of that?
Of Hall of Faces?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, it's great.
The idea is that we take a great TV show and debate which character belongs in the Hall of Faces as one of the great TV characters of all time. So Julie's done one. Julie did one of our very first episodes. We did The Good Place before we switched to only doing shows that have concluded their runs or been on for so long that there's no point in pretending like they're ever going to end.
And I couldn't do the one that I was invited to do, which
Yeah.
was the Golden Girls, and then I made Josh go and defend mine, and he won.
Yes.
and
Well,
that's because
that
it's true, Rose Nyland.
And that one, we didn't even really actually make our arguments because I said that I had a theory and I just wanted us to all take a vote and to be honest about our vote. And everyone said Rose. So then we
Yes.
just talked about why, the other characters being great and why they were great and then why it was Rose. We've done, let's see, they did a couple while I was gone.
Oh, Neil was on the
Neil
Sopranos
was on
episode.
one. He did this, and I think he won.
No, he didn't. But he had a very interesting and compelling case. He had a hot take.
He did have a hot
He
take.
had a
That's
hot
right.
take.
Who won for The Good Place? The actor.
Michael.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's character, not actor. Obviously, actor is part of it, but
Yeah.
technically it's character. We did 30 Rock.
Who won that one?
Jenna.
Yeah.
My whole life is thunder.
It was the correct, it was like we were debating it. Chris was on both Golden Girls and that one. We were debating it. Chris fought really, really hard for Liz Lemon, and he made a really good argument. But it actually came down to Jenna and the person I was defending, Kenneth Page, for which I did actually the same thing I did with Phoebe. And I just read a bunch of random facts from one of their wiki pages of the things that are true about that character. And Kenneth put up a really good fight. We did Mad Men. We did The Americans. While I was out, they did Deep Space Nine. They
there you
did
go.
SpongeBob.
Who won in Deep Space Nine?
Wait, listen to it, bro.
Yeah, listen to it. I don't want to
that.
spoil
I
it.
should listen to that one. Oh boy.
Anyway,
Oh, boy.
there are lots of very good shows.
Oh man.
Anyway, next we're doing The West Wing, so I've died and gone to heaven. Having luckily just rewatched a lot of it for two separate things I did at Pace this month, last month in September. I cannot believe that either of these got through, and they were both pretty well received. One was titled A Deeply Felt Ode to, or A Deeply Felt Love Letter to Josh Lyman's Backpack. And it was all about how much I love that Josh Lyman carries a backpack.
That was a good piece. I like
The other was the 10 West Wingiest lines in the history of the West Wing. And I got into like fucking cadence and punctuation and sentence structure and a bunch of weird shit.
Nerd.
Anyway, so
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's fun, and there's a rotating cast of characters. Like I said,
sounds
Julie
like-
and Neil
yeah,
both been on
I
it.
like it.
Kate Kulzick, who has done
done
Drunk
Podlander.
Cast with us, is on almost every month, and she is actually the reigning champ. She has had the most wins by kind of a lot, if memory serves. Anyway. Yeah, it's fun. So you can listen to us on other things, but we promise you more episodes. And to the people who said such nice things about us on Reddit, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks,
Oh,
Reddit
man.
people.
That was very nice.
It's kind of fun to know that we're on Reddit in a positive way.
I know.
I know.
Because you know what? The West Wing channel did not like my West Wing news. They were like, she's just dumping on the West Wing. I was like, you didn't read it.
Fuck them.
You didn't read it.
But to the people on Reddit who like Outlander,
Yeah.
Podlander Drunkcast, thanks.
It makes us feel good because we are afraid that West Wing fans are not, Outlander fans are just out there being mad. Not that, I get afraid's not the right word.
No.
But it's nice to know that there are like-minded individuals out
Yes,
there.
it is.
Anyway, it was a very nice surprise. We were alerted by, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really spend all that much time. I'm glad you get value out of Skincare Reddit. I mostly just rely on people tweeting screenshots of the subreddit on relationships. Which really, and am I the asshole? Also screenshots of just that. So one of our drunk slackers alerted us to the presence of a couple of very lovely little Reddit threads about the podcast. It really made us happy. So thank you.
It really did. Like, we found it, our drunk slacker found it.
Kelly.
And I was like,
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly. And we were all like, oh my God, again. This is the second time that we've come up on Reddit. I don't know who y'all are, but we love you all. So thanks.
Also, I want to give a little hello to Drunkcast listener Jessica, whose last name I won't say because privacy, who I got to say hello to at the Rachel Bloom show a couple of weeks ago. She was
what
there with
happened
her mom. It was very nice.
How did she know?
How did she know what?
Like, how did the meeting happen?
Oh, I put on Twitter that people who were in the commenters for Crazy Ex-Girlfriend on AV Club, if they were going and they wanted to say hi, they should let me know. And then said, please don't be a murderer, which I was very proud of as a joke because that is a lyric from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Anyway, so I said hi to a couple people, but one of them was Jessica, who we have DM'd with before because Jessica is the lovely young lady who goes to cons that we are at and alerts us to the aisle that has fans.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, and
Jessica, oh my God,
and
I
she's
was
come
brought
to
my
events
fan
and
with
stuff.
me over here to do the big swap, and I forgot.
Alas. Anyway, I got to say hi to Jessica, who was there with her mom, and it was very sweet. That's awesome.
Nice.
So, hi, Jessica. Speaking of listeners, these two are going to have to fill for a minute while I pull up our
Oh, yeah.
sponsors.
The old thing.
Yeah, I watched Ad Astra recently.
Oh God, I saw the Natalie Portman space movie where it's the
Yeah.
lady with the diapers. Only they cut the diapers.
Yeah,
It's extremely bad.
I don't doubt that I said
It's really
anything
bad.
to say.
There's a scene where John Hamm just watches the Challenger explode over and over again while drinking whiskey in his underwear.
Jesus fuck.
It's a very bad movie.
Ad Astra is it's. I think it's
Is
actually
that
the
Brad Pitt alone thinking about his dad in space?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know,
In space.
it's definitely just a daddy issue movie. And I think for a daddy issue movie in space, it was artistic and it left me thinking about some stuff. But also, they put a lot of effort into showing, zero G and science. And then at one point, Brad Pitt in zero G is looking up at his dad, and he sheds a tear. And what does that tear fucking do?
Goes down his face?
Rolls down his
Oh,
face because
no.
of gravity.
Oh, no.
Little things like that, guys. Come on.
It would turn into a tiny little ball of saline and float off.
Or like stick to his eyes so he couldn't see. Like there's so many.
Like, if he blinked, would it not? Like,
yeah, he'd have to
release?
like actually clear his eyes potentially.
All right, here we go. We want to thank
And that was Phil.
all of our really wonderful listeners, our drunk slack ladies, our friends who follow us on Twitter, you, specifically you, whoever you
Just
are, you know who
you.
you are.
You know
Kevin,
who you are.
who hasn't stopped listening despite the fact that we've already said his name. Somehow he's still listening. But we especially want to thank these patrons who help us make the show possible because it is expensive. I know it doesn't sound like it, but honestly it is. So thank you to Droughtlander, Drunkland, Trish McCrary, Jenna Polkowski, hope you're feeling better, Jenna, Dr. J, Lori McGuire, Ann Gavin, Katie Kirshner, Amanda Newton, Beth Locke, Tanner Cole, Rachel Townsend, Steph Peterson, Tara Lucino, yes,
Yep.
Catherine Marshall Eastman, Chantel Salters, Mary Lumpkin, Crystal Ninavati, Ann Gibson, Molly Layton, Heather Moore, Ruth McCormick, Kara Marlowe, Flourish Root, Friday Payton, Viv Pickles, so that's Laura, right? That's Laura. And Kathleen Moniz, hi mom. And now I feel like there was somebody who is in a different tier and I always have to look. Nope, that's right. Okay. Plus everybody else, you're all amazing. Thank you so much for all of that. And thank you to Julie,
Dovetail.
who bought some very nice lagers from Dovetail Brewery. And Janine, who is drinking bubbly, not buble, bubbly, one of my very favorite stupid ad campaigns of the moment. Have y'all seen those?
Is that what it says?
It's Michael Bublé, and he's very confused about bubbly because he's Michael Bublé, and it's not Bublé, it's bubbly. It's one of those like perfect marriages of sponsor and product. I just don't understand. It's like in terms of celebrity endorsements, it's right up there with fucking Peyton Manning going, chicken parm, you taste so good. Which I don't know why that makes me so happy, but it makes me really happy.
Well, it's Buble. Sorry.
And with that,
It's bubbly.
a goodbye.
Bye.